Hi, I'm Carcino.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Oh my God. What's up? What's up? What's up? Shouts out to everybody out there in the world today as they try to play the politics game with everybody in the world right now. And because of the politics and the type of game that everybody else is trying to run on everybody in the industry of trying to feel sympathy for losers. I want to welcome all of y'all here for that because this is a battle of losers. Now, I want you to focus on one simple matter here right now. First of all, thank you for showing up. If you got a notification, thank God. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page, hit that notification bell. It all matters. We want to see you guys in real time. So this is why we do it this way, to make sure you guys are doing what you're supposed to do. Hitting that like button, subscribing to the page. If you want to donate to the Cash App is Carcino in case you don't have super chats. When you donate, your donations go to charities. Your donation goes to funding not stem cell program, but stem ate some spaghetti, burping. Like the Saginaw STEM programs. Heartburn. So when you got the STEM programs, like the Saginaw STEM, that's the one I'm involved in, and we're helping young kids learn about technology and get into those realms. So all of your donations and stuff are going to all these charities. So that's what I'm very proud of. Not to mention my own money. And we're doing quite well. We're helping children fulfill their dreams when the government is supposed to be doing that, but we're doing it ourselves. Sounds like how we always did it, right? Now, moving on with this. My Patreon is glowing, baby. And I just can't wait till y'all see what we got in store for y'all tonight on the Patreon. It's a continuation to something you've heard on a previous video. And I think it's going to piss off some people, but that's what we do. We let it piss people off. Like Drake is pissed off right now. He's mad at the Grammys and trying to shame the Grammys and trying to paint a narrative of systemic racism because Kendrick Lamar is going to perform Not Like Us in Euphoria at the Grammys after he basically does it at the Super Bowl. The very next week, he'll be doing it in the Grammys. So after the Super Bowl, the very next week, they want to see Kendrick Lamar perform that song at the Grammys. By then, his album should be released. Or he's probably waiting on you. We waiting on you. They on the loose. Once you drop that album, dog, K-Dot gonna be on the loose. On the loose. So the downfall of Drake has been a very epic fall and a very learnable lesson. I don't celebrate someone's downfall. But nobody really deserved it more than this guy right here. His arrogance, his you know, propaganda, his lies, all of it was exposed during this battle. And you saw the worser side of Drake. And because you saw the worser side of him, all his superpowers, they were neutralized. And then Dave was trying to send out the message that I was the traitor when coming to dealing with Drake. And I didn't trade on nobody. When somebody stabbed me in the back and try to do all this stuff behind the scenes and try to act like their hands is clean, I'm going straight to the culprit. I know who ordered it. I know who tried it. And I know who was the one responsible. I'm going to go for him. I ain't got time to deal with the Joker's henchmen. I'm going straight for the Joker. Now, you made it get to that level. Because you felt in your infinite wisdom, I'm just a nobody. What do I know? Now, my problem that I have in this scenario is there is no problem. I'm just really telling it like it is. Drake just spiraled out of control and did stuff out of desperation, and it made him look weak in the process because he didn't know how to sit still and wait and be patient until it was time. Let people miss you for a while instead of throwing out nonsense. If you're the type of person who you feel like if you're going to be gone for a minute and you can't be gone because they won't miss you, you're definitely the person that need to be gone for a minute. My allergies are on fleek right now. Remember when that was the it word, fleek? Man, that didn't last long. So let me get this all under the understanding. So you telling me the song that's going to be nominated for Grammys for best song, best everything, broken all records. It wasn't just the best rap song. It was the best song. They hadn't seen a song stay in the top 10 like that. This ain't Whoop There It Is. This thing is way past Whoop There It Is. This thing became an iconic song. It became a theme song. It became a monster smash song that every school adopted. And it's a diss record. I'm like, are they listening to the lyrics? They just didn't care. And this thing is starting to spiral. Now, the more I see Kendrick Lamar doing his sets on stage and performing the way the whole world didn't think he could, the more I see that, the more I see people don't grasp or understanding how big the concept is when it comes to this guy getting on stage and performing. Drake is done. He's been broken. He's in pieces. No one's checking for him. No one's thinking about him. You can make every trap song in the world right now. You know what that is? That's stuff that don't stick to the ribs. You think, oh, it's popular because everyone else is making a song like this. You know what you do? You just throw your song in the pile of it. Then it fades away. You're just hoping, you're making 20 songs hoping to get 2 hits. And when you start thinking like that, you're going to be easily forgotten. Because it's quality over quantity. And right now, you believe it's about quantity because of the streaming game. The streaming game has got people confused. They say, well, look, I need to make as many songs as possible. I could release 80, 30 songs. It don't matter. I need to put them all out there. Because now, here we go. Let's get it in. So when you see Kendrick Lamar performing Not Like Us, it meant something. When he did the pop-out show, it meant something. And as we were documenting this whole thing, I've always been anti-system, anti-fake. I never liked fake. So I'm going to call fake out all the time. If I call out LeBron James, it ain't because of I'm rooting for another player. I call out fake and phony. And nobody has shown you they were more phony than LeBron James. Right? I've always been consistent. So why would I be inconsistent now? It's not going to be that way. Man, these allergies, man. Sorry. Oof. Now, when you look at all the puzzles put together and you got all your minions that you put out here to pass this agenda along, do you realize that they actually sent a doggone clone? People are like crying all on the internet like that's going to get sympathy for them. This dude is damn near in tears because Drake is going to get talked about at the Grammys. How y'all going to let a diss song? This is systematic racism. You're going to use your minions like academics and the rest of them clowns. We don't care. It's not changing the narrative.
Read the room when it comes to speaking on hip-hop issues. The Grammys is the same show that didn't even want to recognize hip-hop. It took for the higher-ups at Def Jam, along with a few very prominent hip-hop names at the time. In 1989, they led a boycott of the Grammys, and they called out the Grammys for not even representing hip-hop at their award show. No hip-hop performers, no hip-hop awards. That's just the history of the Grammys and how people, not just people, the biggest artists in the genre feel about the Grammys. And for the most part, they've had the support of the fans. But now we want to validate them. Those of you who want to hype Kendrick Lamar and discredit Drake, we're going to use the award show that has consistently, throughout the years, disrespected the genre of hip-hop. But it's about culture, though. Yeah.
Why are you act like the Grammys? This clown acts as if the Grammys just started. Okay, like they just started allowing hip-hop artist acts in. I didn't hear you say this about the Grammys last year or the year before that. Do you know what? You went back to 1989. Do you realize the Grammys now is basically ran with more inclusion of blacks in the history of mankind? They just gave Jay-Z a Grammy just to give him one. Do you know that blacks run the Grammys now? And now you want to be upset because you really mad Drake finna get his ass lit up on stage. Then your boss said, I heard Kendrick just open his mouth. Somebody give him a Grammy right now. He's finna get the Grammy right now. He gonna get a lot of Grammys. Like when you won all those Grammys for Scorpion, I don't remember you talking about how systematically racist the Grammys are. I don't see you making no posts. I don't see you saying anything. See, fortunately for me, I was around in 1989. I remember. I know what it was like, homeboy. So let me enlighten you, homeboy, while you're sitting in the bed worried about Drake. Let me enlighten you right fast, homie. During this boycott of the Grammys, it's because you had albums like Run DMC that was selling 2 million records back when that wasn't even on the scope. Walk This Way sold 1 million records by itself. A rap single. Man, it was unbelievable. And at that time, they were getting ready to close the book on rap and just write it off as it's a fad. Like, yeah, we're not going to put any real money behind this. Run DMC and Walk This Way and everything else opened the door for the sponsorship, for the real money to come in, saying, hey, we can make some money with this. If it wasn't for Walk This Way, that opened up a lot of sponsorship dollars to come in. Coca-Cola was, doing stuff, just using it as a community project. But it opened the door to other people saying, hey, I don't want to be the ones to miss out on this. They sold 1 million records. Their album sold 2 million records. And they weren't even getting the recognition at the Grammys. The Grammys was like, this is for real musicians. Remember, I tried to tell y'all, even R&B artists like Anita Baker and all of these people that were there, that were considered real R&B singers, they were in the categories with rap. They just called rap R&B and just threw us all in one big pile. The Soul Train Awards separated it and looked at rap as its own category. You had all these other people who were in these categories who were doing things that wasn't what you would call kosher at the time. Did I say that right, Drake? Kosher? Okay. Now, when you look at how the world was, no. I was looking at it from a contrast of different points of views, because once that was done, rap was even being hated by R&B artists that didn't even want them in the category. R&B soul artists saying that Bobby Brown wasn't real R&B. So you watch the emergence of Bobby Brown and stuff and saying that's not real R&B. You know, Bobby Brown can't sing. And, you know, it led to this new era of R&B. Bobby Brown was the one that really helped usher that in. New Edition was that. They went from the pop act to what they were. They were young. They were growing into this. So Belle Biv DeVoe ended up being R&B. They changed this style when they called it the New Jack Swing, you know, and it was its own thing. So then it had to be separated to R&B soul. And rap was fighting for its own identity. You had the LL Cool J Bad album going up against Anita Baker, you know, Giving You the Best That I Got. I'm like, it was cool it got nominated, but damn, you ain't finna win. Now you're going against Luther Vandross and Anita Baker. He's not gonna win. You know, so yeah. And it wasn't about rap didn't have a category. Rap did have a category. They had a category for rap at the Grammys, and they only did that for really because of Will Smith and Run DMC. So when they created the category for best rap album, they weren't even televising it. So they're not going to show it to anybody unless you're at the Grammys, you're going to see it. So how is that going to benefit the artist when people, millions of people around the world get to see that person on stage and go, hey, I like that song. Hey, I like that. Let me go. This is supposed to promote, you know, these artists that people may have not ever heard of. You understand now? So it's not about what you probably think or assume is a major riff or a major situation or problem. It's not even about that. It's about the fact that you got a situation on your hands that don't align with the specific goals that everyone else got in place. They tried to lead a boycott to say, hey, we want to be televised. We think rap should be on there just like the rest of the programs. So they had to fight just to get a spot when people didn't want them. So now that we have that spot, now the whole award show is damn near rap. Right? I don't see you guys putting up any fight for Beyonce to get into the Country Music Awards. How they blocked her out of all the awards. I didn't see you make a stand saying Beyonce should be getting that awards or blacks have the right, and why the Country Music Awards get to dictate what's country and what ain't. So I didn't see y'all even give a damn, right? Because you probably think country music isn't our culture when it absolutely is. We started country music. Yeah. Country music is nothing but rap anyway. It's just rap with a guitar. That's all these dudes are doing is rapping. They got a country song. Everybody in the club get tipsy. Woo! Everybody in the car gets tipsy. I said, oh my God. Nah. They steal that? They stole it, and now everybody in the bar get tipsy. It's in high rotation all the time. They made it a country song. Took a rap song, turned it to a country song. So Kendrick Lamar performing at the Grammys, you're mad because it's going to hurt Drake even more every time he performs that song. Kendrick Lamar don't have to release an album for a whole year because after that Super Bowl, Not Like Us is going to shoot all the way back up to #1. and Drake gonna be pissed. You could file a cease and desist and cease, whatever you want to do. You can get an NDMA, MDCA. I don't care what you do. You ain't stopping this. You can call Lucian Grange. You can get Jimmy IV, Clive Davis. You can get Lear Cohen. You can get all of them involved. You can call the JDL and dig and get them back up. It don't matter. You can't stop this. This is happening with or without you. This is happening. Nothing they can do can stop it. Your minions can't help you. This chipmunk can't help you. It's all said and done. This was something you was going to have to wrap yourself out of, and you couldn't do it. Now you run to these dudes, these clowns. Maul is a clown. All he do, he's a sidekick. That's all he is. A sidekick dude. Academics, a basement nigga. Never been around nothing real. And this is why you have attached yourself to them and Casanat. They don't control or don't even have any influence on hip-hop, period. People that watch Casanat are like 13, 14, and 15-year-olds. And when they're done watching Casanat, you know what they do? They go watch another guy, like Mr. Beast and all that. They watch people like that. They tune right out. Their attention span is that of a goddamn poodle. They don't care. They don't care. Now, if everybody in the free world wanted to get involved in situations and say, we're doing it for the betterment of something, then I would understand. But if not, hey, it is what it is, you know? As for me, I'm pushing forward. Kendrick Lamar, very proud of him. He's put together the best rap song of the year, best impactful song, period. Like there's no other song I could even think and question that would even, you know, question that. Like everybody know it. When my mama know a song and then heard a song, my mama, hey, they not like that. My mom just know the hook of songs. But she knows she hear that song everywhere. She don't even know it was about Drake. She didn't know what was going on. But when it gets to her ears, that's how I know it's a hit. It didn't reach the masses. And all y'all complaining, don't change the narrative. It don't change nothing. Jay-Z told Lil Wayne, look, man, you wanted to do that, you're going to really embarrass yourself. You should take that down. You was going to be the surprise guest at the Super Bowl, but now, you know, you messing it up for yourself. He was probably going to have Wayne come out there, but he ain't going to get the whole 18 minutes to Wayne. Because if he does that, if he gives the whole 18 minutes to Wayne, oh no, that's the wrong one, but no. Now they said Eminem is the greatest rapper of all time, and Eminem is this and Eminem is that, right? Right? Eminem is all this. Kendrick Lamar is eclipsing him. Remember they said record sales and all that? Not Like Us was outselling Eminem's album. With no media push whatsoever. Just the strength and power of the internet. Why? Because it didn't need it. It didn't need it. It had the strength and push and pull of the people. They dictated what was going to be the song. Oh, what we think about this record? Is this record going to really pull us into this category? Oh, is this record really finna do what we think it's going to do? Oh, I don't know about this record. Okay, well, what if we put this record here in this perspective? I don't know, man. This record might not do that. See, there's nothing there that's going to say that's going to stop them from performing. And at the end of the day, that's what you want. Well, the way I look at it is it's entirely different than most scenarios that go by and most problems people see when they start looking at direction, right? When people look at you and they say, hey, man, I'm looking at the direction and where this is going. And don't forget to hit the like button. If y'all new here, subscribe to the page. We appreciate y'all jumping in. But Eminem ain't selling like Kendrick Lamar. But they ain't gonna tell you that. Because when this dropped,
any rap nigga, he a free throw, man down, call like Amber Lambs, tell him breathe.
Now when that dropped, what you gonna say to that? What could you say to that? You feel me? So, once again, Drake, you lose. You lose. You thought your money, your power, and fame would make it go away? Have you ever played How You Ever? Okay, let's play. And now you stuck in this conundrum. Now the Grammys are supposed to be evil because Kendrick Lamar is going to perform Not Like Us at the Grammys. Well, the first diss record I remember performed at an award show was DJ Quick, If It Don't Make Dollars, It Don't Make Sense, at the Source Awards. That's the only time I've ever seen it done. Now, of course, that's a hip hop award show. But I could never see Nas performing Ether at the Grammys or the Source Awards or anything like that, because that would be dangerous. That would be dangerous. But now we don't have a hip hop award show anymore. Now all the award shows are basically hip hop award shows. So I don't know where the Grammy is, but since Drake is not considered from anywhere here, it's not going to matter. I get it. So when Drake album got pushed back because of Lucian Grange saying, no, you're not putting this album out. Kendrick was powerful enough to push your album back. It did not propel you to a level. It was pushed back, homie. So now when you see this happen on a main scale where everyone can see it, Drake, how do you think they're going to feel? How do you think they're going to feel? You did this to you. You created all of this. Your weirdo behavior created all of the work. You're the reason that the song has the impact it does. Because if you weren't doing all of the weirdos that you've been doing, this would not even come forth. This wouldn't even matter. This would just be, just another day at the office. But because you did weirdo activities, because you moved in such a way, because you hung out with racist white people and biker gangs, because you hung out with dudes who killed children, little teenagers and all that, because you did all these things to hurt our culture, but say and keep claiming that you are Black culture and all this. And I'm just like, where? You're supposed to be the #1 rap star in the world. Why are you hanging out with unsavory human beings who take the lives of teenagers? When has that been cool? You know, looks is everything. If you want to know who somebody who truly is, look at the people that's standing next to them. That tell you everything about the person. So anyway, shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bus Life, Armando Black TV. Don't forget, go to the Patreon, Carsino for Life. We're going to have a great surprise for y'all tonight. Yeah, I think you will enjoy. You're going to learn some things, boy. It's going to blow y'all mind. And then we have a lot of other things developing too, so don't worry about that. The Charlie Murphy bodyguard stories. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know y'all been liking those. Yeah, we got those coming back. Sino Damas is coming back on the Patreon. So we got exclusive Patreon stuff coming. So just stay with it. I want to say welcome to HDII TV. Subscribe to his page. Sports Talk with Jose Rodriguez. Still rocking with the Seahawks. They got robbed last week and cost me my money. Yep, I saw your video, Jose. And Yeah, man, that's about it, man. Damn DPOV still doing his thing. Showface News. I seen one Showface video this week. So I'll support as many people as I can. The Star Report with the Jaguar, right? Man, that was wild as hell. Damn, Star just went scorched earth. I ain't like the monkey line, but other than that, damn, he didn't give a damn. Same old Star, boy, Jesus. So on that note, love, peace, and hair grease. I'm out. Thanking you